Mount Kilimanjaro's glaciers are quickly melting, which will drastically affect wildlife and human populations who depend on it for water. But the problem runs deeper than that. Climate change is the biggest threat to global security and human health that we face today, and we need to take drastic action. My name is Lee-Davies, and I'm leading a 12-person expedition up Mount Kilimanjaro to raise funds and awareness for biodiversity protection through my non-profit Project Sea Change. In the last episode, we reached Moir camp at 4,200 meters above sea level on the edge between heathland and alpine desert zones. It's been a grueling 4 days of rain and high altitudes, but we press on. But first, the worst part of every morning.
The climbers are tired, weary, and fed up of packing, and packing, and packing.
Is it today? 6? 5?
It's Wednesday, right?
Are we day 5? Day 6?
Okay. Where's the headlight?
I love this torch.
Wow, I've been thinking about this Barranco wall for months. It's been kind of haunting my dreams. As you can see, it's just a vertical scramble up into the Karanga Valley. I'm looking forward to conquer my fears today, and as the famous saying goes, it's not the mountain we conquer, but ourselves.
Barranco Wall stands 257 meters high and is sometimes called Barranco Breakfast Wall, since most climbers ascend it first thing in the morning on day 4 or day 5. And yes, 257 meters might not sound too high, and Breakfast Wall certainly isn't the most intimidating of names, but scrambling up this wall takes an enormous amount of patience and endurance, and is probably the most technical part of the actual climb.
Well done, Radin. So beautiful up here, Barranco Wall. It's way harder than I remember it. Look at that view. Timing's part of the problem. Then you have all the other people. Look at this traffic jam up here. And that makes it really quite difficult. You just got to keep going.
And you have to edge past what's known as the kissing rock, because you literally have to hug it to get past. And if you fall, it's a long way down.
Don't look down, Moshe. Did you kiss it? It's very slippery. Woo! Whoa. That's the kissing wall.
Midway through the climb, we take a quick pit stop, absolutely exhausted.
Yeah.
Well, some of us at least.
I can't feel my toes. I can't feel my toes. I'm an Indonesian girl, you know? It's all summer. It's all day summer where I come from. Now I'm here in Africa, freezing my Asian butt off. It's a war against yourself, the war against the climate, the mountain.
The last leg of Barranco proves to be the toughest as the fog continues to thicken, disrupting our vision and making rock surfaces especially slippery.
Be careful, bro.
Which leads to this close call.
Careful, brother. Yeah, man.
Slippery as a... Good shit.
But in the end, as a team, we pull through.
You can't see much up here, but it doesn't matter because we're all feeling great.
My GoPro plummeted about 15 feet. Thank God it wasn't me.
You might need a lens clean.
How we feeling?
Oh, so satisfying. What a feeling to be able to conquer this whole wall. Anything is possible.
What I love about Kilimanjaro is just the sheer variety of landscape. Just seeing it all change every day. Look at these beautiful, almost like cactus trees. I think they're yucca trees. Spectacular. And because it's been so rainy and cloudy, it's kind of hiding the mountain from us. So we get these little glimpses of the mountain peeking out, or the valleys getting revealed by the clouds, and it's when it does come out, it's even more exhilarating than just seeing it all the time.
Climbing big mountains work up a big appetite, and we're lucky to have a dedicated cooking team courtesy of Zara Tours. From porridge, eggs, to fresh vegetables for breakfast, our stomachs are in good hands. And there's even a vegan menu for the more environmentally minded.
Woke up to this beautiful view of the mountain. So I think everyone is in high spirits. We really took a beating with the rain the last few days. This rain is no joke. It's really cold rain.
It's been one of the wettest days of my life, not the most wet.
I'm hoping that we've seen the worst of the weather. But I've got a few sort of minor injuries and aches and pains. So Dr. Ted here is administering some preventative measures so that I don't get blisters. Because once you get blisters, it's the worst. You can't really do much about it. We don't want to get blisters on the summit day where we're climbing essentially for 14 hours straight.
You ever thought of taking your feet to a spa?
I'm quite offended actually.
I'm absolutely knackered from all of the days leading up to today.
Hopefully that good weather over there stays and this bad weather over here doesn't come in.
Hoping to be able to summit by tomorrow morning and leave tonight. So we'll let you know how it goes and see you at the top of Kilimanjaro.
We're approaching the summit climb. As we inch closer towards base camp and Uhuru Peak, vegetation and signs of life become rarer and rarer. It's a reminder of how desolate and uninhabitable places at this altitude are, and how much more careful we have to be. There can be no mistakes on the summit climb.
We just got hit by a hailstorm. We're not taking any risks this time. We're getting all geared up for the wet, so we can't afford to have wet gear tonight.
And because of climate change, rain cycles have changed so drastically that now there is really no dry season here, or at least none that can be predicted. Just another reminder, you can never take it for granted up here.
We muscle through more rain and more terrain, trying to keep our spirits up as best we can.
Unbelievable. Definitely more than we bargained for, but you know what? When the going gets tough, the tough gets going.
Base camp always looks a little bit scary. Looks like a place where souls get lost. Well done. You okay?
No, I didn't.
My legs like jelly.
Between the camping, the altitude, the weather, the snow, the rain, struggling a little bit, but we're gonna pull through, and tonight's a big night.
I don't know how to express how I feel inside because it's a jumble of emotions right now.
We're finally about to start the summit climb, the moment we've all been working so hard for. We're given 3 hours to sleep before starting the climb at 11 p.m. But soon after dark, the weather takes a turn for the worse.
I don't know if you can hear, but the biggest lightning thunderstorm has just appeared its head.
It's not good to start off in this kind of weather. And I think people are freaking out. Katrina and Moshe are both sick as well.
I just sat outside my tent. I didn't want to vomit in the tent, and I couldn't move. I had this sharp pain.
So we decided to delay the start until 4 o'clock in the morning.
The problem is at 4 a.m. if we don't leave then we call off the summit.
How can you not give us a weather forecast? I really don't understand.
You just don't have them. They don't exist.
It doesn't exist.
The microclimates that you've been up here, they change within seconds.
But doesn't
Basically, the weather forecast is rain.
Spirits are at an all-time low. There is no way to reverse the weather, no easy fix for altitude sickness. Those that can, sleep. But for the rest of us, we just wait.
It's just going from bad to worse.
From here to the top is 5 kilometers, while from here to Stella Point is 4.2 kilometers.
I know it's going to be just a mental challenge the whole way.
We may take 6 to 7 hours. And then for descending, we may take 2 to 3 hours. So probably 9 hours up and down.
I'm scared, I'm tired, I'm hungry.
There's a lull in the storm. It's 2 a.m. and this could be our only window left to attempt the summit. So we make the decision, gear up and get ready to leave.
We actually got this kind of nice little bit of a snow shower, and it's quite calm. You see there's no wind, there's no thunder.
And it's absolutely magical here. It's like a light winter wonderland, light snow.
Still not feeling 100%. Gonna try to push through. If I start feeling any symptoms at all again, I'm gonna come down. But it's for a good cause.
It's awesome.
It's pretty awesome.
It's magical, man. Like,
you don't do this very often, huh?
the best.
Seriously, friendships you make on this trip.
Yeah, that's what it's all about, man. It's about friendships.
And lip balm.
And lip balm.
I'm really, really scared for how cold it's gonna be. According to a lot of people who've done this climb before, it's almost like getting into a trance-like, dream-like state as you're walking, because you really have to just keep very, very slowly, pole.
Trekking in pitch darkness presents its own host of difficulties. Temperatures at this level can drop to minus 30 degrees Celsius, and the lack of any natural light means we only have our tiny head torches and the person in front of us to guide our way.
You can only see where your head torch goes, almost like being in a miner's shaft.
The things we do for Project Sea Change.
With no view of the summit, or anything beyond a few meters in front of us for that matter, reaching Uhuru Peak seems impossibly far away.
Now the sun's coming up over to the left. And just breathtaking views. It's probably one of the most epic hikes I've ever done. Probably one of the most epic ones I'll ever do. So I'm just enjoying every moment, but it's not easy going, I can tell you.
Nature is just
That's the spirit rally! The sun's coming up behind us, and it's changed the landscape. You see how much snow there is on the mountain. Oh wow, it is a beauty.
All decency has gone out the window. I literally hurled my guts out on the first leg of the hike. Ironically, I feel fantastic now.
putting one foot after the other. That's all we can do here.
Malta, I'm with you, man. Don't worry, we got this. We got this.
Oh, it's a lot harder than I remember. In the snow, although it's beautiful, walking up in the snow, it's very tiring.
Doubt begins to seep in, and some of the climbers are very sick, but we just keep pushing on, pole. Moshi and Katrina are experiencing excruciating stomach pain from altitude sickness. Everything is hurting. We're high above the clouds by this point and fighting every urge to stop. All of our cameras have ceased to function due to the extreme temperatures. Only the GoPros and our phones are still kicking. We eventually reach Stella Point, the final pit stop before the summit at Uhuru Peak.
Come on, Riley, you can do it, babe! Woo!
Thanks, Sean, I hate you.
Give me 5. Well done. Lee, well done!
Super me, man. Like everyone says, yeah, Kilimanjaro. Hell no, man, that's savage. Like every footstep was just like the most painful footstep, and it just got worse and worse and worse.
Some climbers feel that they've reached the top.
Okay, we gotta make a decision. Who wants to do Uhuru?
What's Uhuru?
Uhuru's the peak.
But we haven't yet. Still, we put it to a vote to carry on.
Mark, Jenny, Ludo, obviously.
Everyone says yes. We haven't come all this way just to stop here. So we go on.
Just never stops. And it's now just a proper snowstorm. Wonder if I made a mistake. But I mean, yeah. It's been very tough. Well done, Moshi. Well done, Nicole. Both of you troopers. People are not in good spirits and people are tired. Oh, it's tough. It's steep. Just gotta dig in.
The final climb feels like the longest hour of our lives. We're grasping for any last bit of energy and gasping for air. And then, the summit.
That was
We all break down.
That was tough.
For hours.
That was tough.
Oh my god.
Well done, Mark. Thanks for joining me.
That was epic. That was also the most difficult thing I've ever done physically in my life.
5,895 meters above sea level. the roof of Africa around us. It's an incredible experience to be here again.
We reached the summit, albeit with the worst stomachs caused by altitude sickness ever, and we pushed and we made it. It's something to be super proud of, Mashi.
You want to pass it out?
Yeah. What a journey. What a journey. I can't even move, sorry.
I try to recall if it was this tough 8 years ago, if the mountain has somehow grown even harsher and more formidable since our last encounter. It certainly looks different. 8 years of continued climate change and man-made interference has produced record long wet seasons and shrunken the glaciers and left garbage along the way. What will it look like in another 8 years? Kilimanjaro's glaciers have already melted by 85% between 1912 and 2000, and it doesn't look like it will stop unless we make drastic reforms to both government policy and our daily habits.
That is just incredible. Will you look at that? It's all very well getting to Uhuru Peak. Then you're gonna go back down, which is another 3-4 hours, and it's snowing again. So, no relief.
The descent is in many ways harder than the actual summit climb itself because you're tired and more prone to getting injuries. And the climbers with altitude sickness have to descend very fast in order to reacclimatize. We have a final send-off from the porters who have been incredible and instrumental in getting us up and down the mountain safely.
Just want to say a big thank you from the team to your team. You've all been excellent.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate it and we'll miss you very much.
Your encouragement and your carrying Minjae and everybody up and pulling them up to Uhuru Peak.
But mostly your hospitality and your big smiles in times of adversity really made the difference. So thank you all.
For outsiders, Mount Kilimanjaro conjures feelings of adventure, freedom, and challenge. It's a faraway mountain to be conquered, but to the mountain's wildlife and its surrounding human populations, Kilimanjaro is an ecosystem unto itself and a source of life for millions of beings. The survival of those that depend on her glaciers hang in the balance. If you want to be part of the solution, please check out projectseachange.com, where you can find out more information and donate to our partner charities. And if you like the photos you've seen in these episodes, you can get 15% off premiere and limited edition prints at authenticgallery.com using the offer code Kili2020. Finally, I'd like to thank all our sponsors who made this trip and video possible. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment below.